Good afternoon. It's Grandmaster Jose Torres coming to you live with the Martial Arts Experience Special Edition City of Honor. And here is the second time today. We were obviously with you guys earlier in the afternoon with actress Tara London, but today is a special. Today is special because I'm having my boy come on the camera. This is the first time we are ever doing a live podcast interview. So I want the crowd to get a drum roll. Okay, we're going to get a drum roll to make this as amazing as possible. Drum roll. And we are bringing in, I did that special for him. We're bringing in the man, the myth, the legend, martial arts master, actor, attorney, Shannon Boggan. What's up, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir? I'm loving that bongo. The bongo drum roll is official.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got all kinds of stuff we're doing now, sir. How are
Yes,
you
sir.
doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. I am good. You know, busy day as always, but I can't complain. I'm still standing and still here, so I'm good, man. I am good.
I appreciate you coming on today. So obviously, Shannon, City of Honor, premiere episode 2 this Saturday, 6 p.m. How are you feeling right now, sir? Are you ready for Saturday?
Excited. I feel excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole episode because I haven't seen the whole thing from front to back myself. So it's a premiere for me. I've seen snippets here and parts of it there, but I'm really looking forward to what this thing turned out to be. What I've seen so far, man, it's pretty amazing. You know, it's pretty amazing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So let's talk. So Shannon, you know, for our viewers, obviously, this is a martial arts platform podcast that we're doing now, and we're doing this special edition for City of Honor. Now, let's tell the viewers, obviously, you know most of the same people. However, let's talk a little bit about you, Shannon, as far as, you know, your acting background and your martial arts background. So let's start with your, let's do martial arts first, and then we'll go into acting background. So tell everybody about your martial arts background. When did you start?
Oh, man, I always say 5 years old, to be honest with you. I probably have been doing this since I could walk around in a walker. My brother was a black belt by the time I was born. My oldest brother, Tony Boggan, who passed away a few years ago, but he was my original instructor, and always around the house kicking and punching. And you know, when I was able to actually go to the school, obviously I went to his. So I always tell people my journey started around 5 years old because that's the earliest I can remember being in a karate uniform, kicking and punching and yelling and screaming at people at the karate school. So my original style was Taekwondo Muay Thai, you know, which was like more of a military version of Taekwondo, a little bit of a hybrid system with some judo throws and takedowns and some ground fighting, along with the kicking and punching that's normally associated with Taekwondo. So I've been doing that, I say about 48 years now, 47,
Wow.
48 years. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's all. You don't look a day over 21, Shannon.
So I appreciate it. I try. So it's a lot of water. I drink a lot of water.
Listen. You're drinking a lot of water, Shannon, and hands down, best dress in the room at all times.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. I gotta look the part, literally.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to jump right into City of Honor, but before we start talking about your character and how all this came up, I'm going to play the teaser. For anybody that hasn't seen it yet, we're going to put the teaser and we're going to come right back in. So this is what the hype is about. March 28th, right? March 28th, this coming Saturday, 6 p.m., episode 2. Let's sit back and watch this teaser real fast.
Sounds like they're ready, sir. I,
They're not,
I don't know if they're ready.
Shannon, Shannon, that's not even the TV show. That is like a cinematic, magical beauty that, I mean, it could be a feature film. I mean, really,
Absolutely.
everything that's come together, the where it is. I said it's the last couple of interviews, Shannon, but we are putting Netflix and Hulu on notice, right? Because if they don't reach out to us early enough, they're gonna miss the boat on this fantastic series, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're making waves. We're making a product that's I mean, comparable to anything that's out there. The acting is super solid. The cinematography is amazing. You could tell by the teaser how much work goes into what the project is turning into be. And I mean, this the way it's come together is and you and I have talked, many a times, how this thing has just come together in ways that is it's unimaginable. And for it to be what it is and to be turning into what it's becoming as a series, and with the plot and the storylines, man, it's an amazing thing to be a part of. I sit back sometimes in amazement and like, wow, this I'm a part of this. I'm a part of this show. This is pretty cool. So yeah, it's something. I mean, it's a movement. Like it's a grassroots movement that is, it's catching fire. And so if Netflix doesn't catch on, or some other, hey, we might have to move them out the way.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. So Shannon, let's talk about your character. You are playing character, the district attorney, Robert Andrews, sir. Robert, aka Malik Andrews, right? So yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Make sure I give you credit. So, first of all, walking into a role like this, Shannon, what does something like this mean for you? Because you're a real life attorney.
It's really interesting. The first thing is about maybe like I always think about credibility, right? The credibility of the character, and having the background as being an attorney. I look at how can I make sure that this character is walking and talking with some integrity that's attached to the craft, right? That's attached to the legal field, so that it is honorable to that practice, right? The other part of it, though, is bringing the edge of the character, to life, right? Because he's not clean cut and polished, and I don't want to give away too much, but he has some things going on, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's an interesting place I find myself in with the character, because again, I am an attorney by trade, but the interesting thing about playing this character is that it allows me to do and say things that are I can't do in real life, right? I can say some things like, I
Yeah.
might be thinking, I might be thinking in my head, and in the office, but there are things I can't say. So, it's really interesting to, like I said, be true to what I do as a profession, but also bring some serious life, and some dichotomy, and some struggle and strife and internal issues and external problems with other people. That the character is required to show, right? That I'm required to kind of bring to life. So it's really interesting. It's exciting. It's challenging at times. Obviously being a actor, by second trade or third trade. Being a real regular attorney guy
Yeah.
by day. So it's pretty cool though. It's cool to balance it. To balance the challenge of it is really really cool. And then I get to live on more on the edge
Right,
of
right,
um, ethics
right.
as a DA in the
Yeah,
show. So
yeah, 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 yeah. And
yeah.
Shannon, let's talk back because for the viewers, Shannon lends a lot of credibility and kind of advises some things. We throw some ideas off of each other. But what does it, did you think the idea was crazy, when we first, and for the viewers, me and Shannon have shared a friendship for, I mean, over 20 plus years now. So I feel
Right.
like he never gets surprised by any idea that I give him. But
Not
but
anymore, sir. That surprise is long gone. It's like, you want to do what? All right, let's make it happen.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it was funny, Shannon, because we were talking. I had Bo Media on yesterday, and then I had Tara earlier on today, and we were joking that it's going to go up to City of Honor season 32, and and City of Honor is going to be going to space to solve crimes in space. That what I mean. That's what that season 32 is going to be. But that's not too
Right,
far.
right.
We make stuff happen, right, Shannon?
Yeah, no, not far-fetched at all. Not far-fetched at all. I mean, the average person would probably believe that it was far-fetched to be where we are right now with this, with the type of production and the quality of the products. I think the average person, in the field, in the entertainment world, would probably be like, yeah, that's not going to happen, right? And here we are, episode two, making an amazing show happen in real time, and bringing something special to the people. I think that's coming from a different angle, with different kinds of characters. While the plot is that crime drama plot, I think we have a really unique twist and approach to the character development, and the grassrootness of this makes it just so much more special to me. Because you have so many people who are like really pouring their heart into it, and not just like from the profession side, or not from, hey, my casting agent side, right? These are
Right.
people who really want to be involved, and I think that heart, that people have are pouring into it shows in the show. And I think people are going to be captivated by it as it grows and grows and grows to the next episodes and the next seasons. I just hope people stay tuned on what we're trying to do here. It's something special.
Shannon, how unique is this opportunity for you? Because it's not a fighting role. The DA Andrews don't get to punch anybody in the face. This is strict like dialogue, pages of dialogue for you, Shannon. What have been, has it been challenging for you, and how have you been able to kind of get through it?
It has been challenging. It's been very challenging because of just me not having a lot of acting experience. I've had some plays and stuff in the past that I've done, not too distant past, and that has kind of cut my teeth in the field of acting. But having like the kind of dialogue we have here, and the amount of dialogue, and not being able to rely on maybe the action part of what I've done in the past. Like just having this character that sits down and yells at people all the time, or intimidates his attorneys, whatever the case may be. Like, so it's a lot of dialogue, and it's pulling me. I'm not a real talkative person, so it pulls me out of my own comfort zone, to be able to sit down and go through these pages of dialogue. But one of the things I know that helps me is just making sure I know my lines, and I practice the lines. I practice the delivery, not just the actual words, but the actual delivery, and making sure that I'm on point with that and comfortable with that. And the more comfortable I am with sitting in that dialogue, the more I can bring the character to life. And that's just my preparation, right? So it's hours upon hours of reading over the lines, making sure I know like where I might pause. I even go into like what kind of facial gestures I might make, or how I might turn in a certain scene, so that I just have a picture in my mind. And it may or may not be the end product. Obviously, you're working with a whole bunch of other people that are part of the scene,
Right.
but at least I'm coming to the table with, and that eases me. That kind of calms my nerves about being in front of the camera. The more I know about what I'm trying to do and what I anticipate is going to happen, the more I can flow, right? The more I can flow with it. It's almost like martial arts training. The more you know, the more you train, the more you practice, the better you can flow with the changes, ebbs and flows.
Well, I think it's funny. It's if for those of you that have seen the pilot, and if you haven't, make sure you jump on. It's on Tubi, it's on Fawsome, it's on Apple TV, it's on Prime. But your entrance into the episode, was actually very unique, and established you as like the baddie, right? Look at that face right there. You gunning for me as you're coming in the room, Shannon. Like, you know what I mean? Like your character's
Yeah.
already coming after me, got beef with me,
Yeah, I don't like you too much. I don't like you too much, Detective Perez. I don't like you too much over there. You think you hot stuff.
Things happen. These things happen. Victim of circumstance. Victim of circumstance. But and again, I bring that back up. Shannon, you own that role, and now the look for this episode, I was able to take a poll, a video. I mean, Shannon, woo, that looks like. I mean, I don't know if James Earl Jones is walking into the room. Samuel L. I'm getting Denzel vibes. I don't know, Shannon. That's a sexy dude right there, man.
Yeah, he looks all right. He looks all right.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's you really got to pull. What's interesting about this character and my kind of development as an actor into the character is that I got to pull from, uh, you know, places that I don't pull from, like unless I'm fighting or something. Like like I don't use that demeanor. I'm a friendly guy for the most part. It's actually pulling, from somewhere that just kind of sits deep under the layers of who I am as a person to kind of bring
Right.
this character to life. And like I said, it's challenging, but it's so it's fun. Like it's man, it's the fun kind of challenge to say, let me, it's you put that you put that post in front of you and you say, all right, I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna make this happen, and
Yeah.
whatever it takes to get there, you put that work in. And I love it. I love the challenge of it. I love playing in Killer X. I played the assassin, which was cool because I just kicked and punched and said a couple of lines. This is a character who is kind of characterized as like the antithesis of the hero of the show. And again, there may be layers and layers and layers, but that idea has helped me kind of craft who Da Andrews is, right? Knowing that there's layers, and we all have layers, right? Every person walking around, we all have layers. We've all been through stuff. We all have had issues, conflicts, problems, ups and
Yep.
downs, ebbs and flows. And for the character as it stands right now, I'm just digging into those ebbs. I'm digging into those barriers and those things that didn't go so right for me in the past. And that's what I'm using as the foundation of the mentality of the character, and my everything from the facial expressions, body language, and it's kind of rooted in conflict, again, internal as well as external. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I really enjoy stretching myself
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do this story. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that's been magical, Shannon, I tell the viewers is the chemistry throughout the show that characters are forming. Right, different characters are forming. The unique thing is the chemistry that your character or my character, when we jump on the scene, those two characters, they take over the scene. Like there's no question. And yes, maybe I'm speaking egotistically, but the electrifying presence of D.A. Andrews, Detective Perez, and it got set, even in the beginning, during the pilot, to what the audience is going to see in this episode. Shannon, is fire. Like really, really, like it's no joke. Like I really think, and mark my words, everybody's watching the show, and Shannon's gonna be humble. Shannon's gonna nod his head, but he gonna be humble. I'm not gonna be humble. I told you we're putting that on notice. The sequences and scenes that everybody's gonna see with these characters coming together and going at it. I mean, it's something special, Shannon. What's unique is that, obviously we're friends, we're friends outside of this. And to be able to flip that switch where it's just like, you know what I mean? Again, like we're practicing, like we're doing moves, and it gels instantaneous, and
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
how do you feel as the scenes are going for you?
I feel the same. I think, first of all, to your point, the immediate conflict is electrifying, right? As soon as I come into the room and we kind of sit across from each other in the pilot, you could feel the tension, you could feel the conflict between us. And the next episode is, it just ramps up a little bit.
They're not ready. Shannon, they're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready.
It ramps up a little bit, but I think our relationship, our personal relationship, has allowed us to really dive into that conflict, maybe in ways that two actors who don't know each other may not be able to. Because we're so comfortable, we've had conversations. I think we push the envelope of our skills as far as actors are concerned, and the energy that we pass back and forth, I think makes for like just a perfect match in especially episode two, but just in the series in general. And then with all the other characters, you have a similar energy, right? There's a similar exchange, and I think that is just again what's magical about the show. I mean, and tuning our horn. I mean, you would think that we've been acting and doing this show, for 10, 12 years. It's something that's coming together to be something really nice. So your relationship and my relationship, I think that's something that has allowed us to, and even just back behind the scenes allowed us to play with dialogue and scenes and how about this and how about that, and the openness of our relationship has allowed us to kind of morph some scenes to be maybe a little bit different than originally planned, or if I go sideways, you're comfortable enough to say, hey, that's not what it was. I don't know if I want that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's make it whatever you want, because again, we have that relationship that's powerful, and there's nothing we really can't talk about. So that makes this whole process a little bit easier for both of us. Me as an actor, you as an actor slash director slash, you know,
Yeah,
the lead, the creator. Like it's because what we're trying to, and I know I feel this way personally, but I can probably speak for most of the cast, is that we know that you have a vision, and we're all trying to play our part to create that vision and make it a reality. And I love the process, and I'm like I'm dedicated to the process. I'm having a ball doing it. And again, playing a character like this, it's just like, oh, okay, I never really thought about, but I like it. I like what I have to really
yeah,
bring to the table, and how far I have to dig into who I am as a person. To pull out those dark pieces of who I am to
yeah.
put on display here.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny, I tell the viewers is that, me and Shannon have been friends for a while, and I didn't think of anybody else that I wanted to play this part. And it's funny because my first movie, I had reached out to you again and said, Shannon, I'm doing this independent film. I want you to be one of the killers in it. It's a small scene. Would you do it? And Shannon was like, yeah, I'm all in. Let's go. And it's been a great relationship. But to see, even you as an actor, Shannon, where this is going, it's definitely something special. To be able to do this. And I think it's a great thing. So kudos to you, because the audience is really going to see some very, very special things. Absolutely. We do have somebody that chimed in. Tara London, she's saying, Shannon, she's watching the show. We got to give Tara a quick shout out. Yep.
Hey Tara, what's up?
Snow, Detective Snow. Yep. Um,
Yeah,
but Shannon, I mean, again, I can't give you enough credit, and I really think that the audience is going to love what they see. And it's funny. So I'll talk on just the side of from the creator is that surround yourself with great people and great things happen. And that's what's happening here with you, as well as I'm trying to follow the Tyler Perry and Adam Sandler model. They do movies with all their boys. That's what they do. You know what I mean? And they
right.
make these great things. So that's what we're trying to build here, and that's what I think the City of Honor family is about.
Absolutely, absolutely. And why not? Why not build it with the people that you trust, you feel comfortable with, and that have your back, right? Like I said, and I tell you over and over again, whatever you want to do, let me know. We'll figure it out, and let's push forward. Forget what the naysayers say. Forget them, and forget all the other wannabes who want to be something they're not anymore. I'm gonna lay that. I'm gonna lay that right there, sir.
Listen. If you don't want to get into a fight in the bar, don't bring Shannon. Shannon's the one to be like, come on, let's go. Shannon is ready. Shannon's one of the best people I
Always.
know. Human being, unbelievable, Shannon. Deep bow
Thank
to
you,
you, sir.
man.
Man,
I'm proud of you as well, man. You're doing some big things. Love you, man.
I love you too, brother. Shannon, what do you feel? What does a project, and I know we touched on it earlier, but what does a project like this mean to you at this point of your life right now, as a father, as an attorney, as a martial artist? What does a project like this mean to you?
Man, it's a fulfillment. I do training also for my employer, the commission, and I always say in some of my trainings that I am very fortunate, right? As a person, I had some passion. We all have passions growing up, right? Probably one of my first passions was doing martial arts, right? And I've been doing martial arts for the entirety of my life. Another passion of mine was working in social work, right? And I did that for the first half of my professional career. Another passion was becoming an attorney, being a lawyer. And I went back to law school in 2010 and started living that passion. And acting was I think acting, especially like since I don't know, kung fu theater, whatever. The acting has always been something I really wanted to do, and I started taking it seriously. Probably right before we did Killer X. Like I really started diving into that passion. And what this means to me is that um, I don't know many people who can say they actually live their passions, right? I don't know a lot of people who can say like all the things they wanted to do, at some point in their life they were able to at least give a like a wholehearted effort. And for me, I'm at like the perfect nexus of all my passions: being a father, being a husband, taking care of my family, being a social worker, being a lawyer. Even in my professional career now, I have a nexus of social work and law, working with the kids and bringing, a different approach to the legislation and administrative codes that impact our kids that we have here in the commission. And then, like doing acting, like really doing it, like giving my best effort at doing some real bona fide acting projects. And I don't know if I have any more passions than that, to be honest with you. I think, like, so this is like, it's super important to me to be able to say, I'm doing this, right? Like, I'm actually doing the acting thing, not just saying I want to, or not even just taking classes, but all of the above, and really diving into it, wholeheartedly, with a project that I mean, it's comparable to any project out there that's similarly related. Any other crime drama you want to see, I'll put City of Honor up next to it, and we're gonna blow them out the water, right? So
Yeah.
that's what this like. It's really, man, like, the opportunity to do that. And I probably can't explain to you enough how grateful I am for the opportunity to do something like this, because again, to say I've done my passion, I've lived my passion, or at least tried the best way I could. Like, what more can you really ask for? As far as like a fulfilling life. And hopefully I'm only halfway there.
Yeah,
Hopefully I
that's
have
right.
another 50 years to go.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's right. We got work to do, Shannon. We got work to do. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
and one of the cool things unique as far as your acting career is, again, Shannon, two projects, and both of your projects are streaming on multiple platforms. You know what I mean? There's some
Yeah.
actors that have been in 35 projects and have never sniffed Apple TV, Prime, or anything like this. And Shannon Boggan, the man, the myth, the legend, has been in two of these projects, and you're streaming on multiple platforms.
Yeah, and that's amazing, right? Like, who would have thought? And
Yeah.
that's again like a testimony to the power of this project, right? It's a testimony to your drive to make this thing work and happen, your research skills and your push to, the ability to push through whatever obstacles are put in the way, your creativity and ability to maneuver and move, and okay, that didn't work out, let's try this way, and let's try this way, and who could do that, or they can't be, okay, we'll make it work. But to be on some streaming platforms, and something I can post on social media and say, hey, check this out, and people are like, oh, I like that character for you, and people will actually watch it. That's the other thing. It's like, man, people are really watching it,
Yeah.
and taking time to see who we are as actors, and what we're developing as characters, and what we're putting together as a story. And like I said, we just scratched the surface. So it's pretty cool to be involved in something like this that has so much exposure already, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, it's just amazing. It's to be here. Is it's a wow. It's a wow. Like, really, okay. Well, here we are, and here's the
Yeah.
opportunity. You know.
Yeah. And it's crazy, Shannon, because you've again been through, the journey with me. So the first movie that you're in, Killer X, we did a premiere on a Thursday night, and in oh my God, what was that? June, maybe June, I think it
I,
was,
I
or
think it
May.
was June.
I think, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
no,
It's not my date.
uh,
Was it February? I don't even
it was
remember now.
February. Yeah, because it was cold. It was
February,
cold
February.
outside. Yeah,
Cold
yeah,
outside, February, started raining,
yeah.
sold over 514 tickets, line out the building, you know,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then to move forward now to the second project, we did the premiere of the pilot. We did close to 300 people, a little bit over 300, and now we're just pressing over 225 with a couple days to go. We may hit the 300 mark again on a Saturday, trying to see what days work better. It's crazy because the support has just been overwhelming, and aspiring as well, because you never know, right? You never know who's going to support these things, but the people are coming out. The people are coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, people are coming out, and the first of all, like you said, the support is amazing, right? The fact that so many people are coming out to a theater to see a series is mind-boggling, right? And super innovative. You might want to patent that part along with the other thing.
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can
yeah.
put all that to rest. But not to cause any problems or anything. But there's only we know who the real dragon is. All right, so when, sir, if you're not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it, sir. We're gonna get this party started, sir.
That'll be episode 2. I'll bring you on next week for that one, sir. I'll bring you on next week for that one.
But man, like I remember the premiere of Killer X, and that was just like amazing. Like you got to be kidding me. How do you do this? How does this happen? Right? We're in Burlington, New Jersey, with a film that's shot like locally for the most part, and we have like we sell out 2 theaters. And I mean, and what's so cool about that is like, hearing the kids like, oh, Master Torres, when you show up on the screen, and then Master
Yeah,
Shannon, when you show like that was really cool, because you feel the energy from the people in the audience and the attachment they have to us as people,
right.
and the rooting for that they showed in their exuberance for us when they saw us on screen. That was powerful. And this thing, man, like, again, grassroots, people who are vested in the process of making something credible, something worth watching for whoever wants to watch it. And we still have that groundswell of support, right? We have that grassroots level, groundswell level of support, and it's friends of friends of friends. And here we are in the movie theater again, over 200 tickets sold. Like, who does that, right? Like, who does that? And you are creating another pathway of entertainment, right? Another pathway of getting your project out to the people that I don't know this to be done anywhere, right? So it's amazing to be a part of that, to see how this is manifesting, and how the groundswell the local groundswell is going to then in turn pull people's attention. Like, wow, what is this? Right?
Right.
Killer X, what? They sold out what? Online social media presence all over the place, people liking and commenting and sharing and all. What is this? And then people are going to start tuning in, and then by the time they tune in, we'll be on episode 6. But
Yep.
they're going to latch on, they're going to go back and watch the pilot and be like, oh, that's where this guy. Oh, now we see the relationship. But all that to say, man, this is something special. And I just encourage everybody to really like take a dive. Pick a character that's your favorite. Pick a character to hate. If it's me, so be it. I'm the one you love to hate. It's all right.
I don't know, man. This guy. So that a rumor has it that the City of Honor mailroom is getting fan mail. About this character that they love. They want. I don't even know, Shannon. I got to keep it G rated, but I don't know, sir. We get a lot of fan mail. We get a lot of fan mail for the TA.
So wait till they see the dragon come out, sir. Wait till the dragon hits the scene. so
This is
so we,
true.
we going full steam ahead, sir.
I got you, sir. I got you,
Yeah,
sir.
you know what, I appreciate it. If anybody likes my character, or like the way, like if they like the way I play the character, even if they know that they may not like the presence of the character and what he is on screen. But if people are saying, man, you really played that character, I appreciate that, like 100%. If somebody says, and people have said it for the first episode, like, wow, you really played that character, like that means a lot to me. Like, that to me, being a new actor, trying to live his passion, and trying to do it seriously. When somebody comes up to me and shakes my hand and say, "Oh, that you did great," oh, that means so much, right? That is almost the confirmation, that I need to be satisfied with what I've done in acting so far.
Yeah.
If somebody really says, "Man, you did well. I liked your character. You played the hell out of that character," whatever and I get that confirmation, I'm actually all right. I'm all right with it. You
That's
know.
awesome. That's
Yeah, yeah. But there's a lot more. Like, we have a lot more. Oh man, these character development of these characters is going to be amazing.
yep.
The not, and around each character, there could be a whole plot line that goes on for several episodes.
Yep.
And we're taking our time with putting this thing together.
Yep.
It's just going to be special because of all that, or because of all the people who are involved, because
Yep.
of the talent we have behind the scenes, behind the camera.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
talent bringing this thing to
Scott,
life, and your
Scott
vision.
from Bold Media
Yeah,
pulling down amazing. You know, they've done a
Yeah.
great job giving it, you know, making the magicians, as I called them. I refer to them
Yeah.
as the magicians, but yeah,
They do
yeah,
some magic. They definitely do some magic, you know, and it's amazing to see their work. It's amazing to see them doing what they do, like there in person,
yeah,
and then it's even more amazing to see how they put it together. Like, wow, I was
yeah,
there, and it didn't look
yeah,
like that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Right?
absolutely, absolutely. We got
Yeah,
another
yeah.
comment real fast that came in. Shannon, Miss Tara's Detective Snow said, "Shannon, you're amazing. You're crushing it."
Thank you, Tara. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
Shannon.
but, you know, and people like Tara, you know, it's again just, you know, people wanting to be a part of this, and you know the stick to itiveness that you have, and that we all have had, you know, given, you know, different situations and different time constraints, and we can't use this or we got to go here, and
Right,
okay,
yeah,
let's make it
yep,
happen, you know. And the fact that we've all have really, you know, taken this thing by the reins, and we're like, yeah, this is ours, right? And that, I think that's also a part of it, right? The ownership of this, you know,
yep,
we all have like a stake in making this work, because it's it's we're vested in it. Like we really want this to work for you, but then also for us, for our own selfish reasons. I want this because I want to look good on the camera. Yeah, you know, I want to play the hell out of this character. I want this guy to look great on
yeah,
camera, you know. And
yeah.
then, you know, for you, because I know how much this means to you, you know, and from brother to brother, I know how much this means to you. So I'm always gonna, if I'm gonna be involved, my best foot is forward. I'm gonna dive into this thing head first, and we're gonna make it work. You know, failure is never an option, so we're gonna make this thing work.
That's right, sir. Quick from our amazing one of the double-headed monster of Bold Media, director extraordinaire, assistant director, camera, lighting, editor. She does everything. Darren David said, "Shannon, you're the man, and you have some meaty scenes in this episode, no doubt, no doubt." That is,
Thank you, Darren. You make
and
me look good.
yes, makes everybody look good. And then
Yeah.
Amanda's father, Leandro, jumped on. He said, "What's up, Shannon, Mr. Duarte?"
Hey, hey, how are you, sir?
Yep, yep. Well, I know it's 5 o'clock, Shannon. Obviously, I gotta get ready for class. So I want to thank for coming out today, Shannon. I'm so glad we were able to add you into everything. Shannon, do you have a special message or anything you want to tell the audience that you want to share with them, you know, about the project or anything, any advice that you could give them?
Yeah, the first thing about the project is, I hope when you watch this that you feel it, right? I hope that you feel like the effort and the work that we've put into making this thing as special as it is. So like I really, really, really hope you sit down, and when you watch it, you see how much we care about this project, and how much we are each of us are putting our all into making these characters jump off the screen and into your world as real as possible. And as far as advice is concerned, chase your dreams. You know, this is living proof for all of us, right? You know, Jose, I know for you, and you know for me. You know, this chase your dreams, right? If you don't chase them, you're never going to reach them. If you do chase them, at least you're running a little bit closer. You know, and step by step, right?
Right,
Eventually, you'll get there. You know, and it may not happen when you want it to happen. It may not happen in the way you thought it was going to happen, but if you keep chasing, you're going to get closer and closer and closer and closer, and eventually you're going to be like, "Wow, I'm here," you
yep,
know, like I'm here, you know. So many years after going back to law school, and I'm here, like living my passion, and then so many years after thinking I was going to be an actor, still chasing a little bit at a time, and here I am doing this, you know. So don't stop chasing, right? If you keep chasing your dreams, you're going to reach them eventually.
I think that's a great message to share, and I'll send a personal message. Me and Shannon have a great relationship outside of movies and martial arts and everything. And there was a unique thing that you shared with me when we first did Killer X, and we were talking about some notoriety and just being in a different position than I had been before, and some of the things. And one of the things that you said to me as a friend, as a confidant, as a mentor, that has stuck with me, and I think I've thrown it back at you a couple times, is you said, "Why not you? Why not you?" Because I feel like sometimes
Absolutely.
we go into that thing where you're like, "Oh my God, what's happening? Why me? Why me? Why me?" And that's what I think I had expressed to you at the time when we were doing Killer X, because everything was just moving. It was moving so fast, and you were just like, "Why not you?" And I took that to heart, Shannon, because that was such amazing inspirational words, but a way to really look at the whole thing like, why not? You know what I mean? Everybody
Right.
started somewhere, and everybody has to finish somewhere. And I'll be honest with you, that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned from you is you're like, why not? You know, why not you? So
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Why not you, sir? Let's go.
well, listen, Shannon, I want to thank you for coming out today to the audience. I want to appreciate everybody that logged in today. Thank you so much. Now, Shannon, I got to put you on the spot. So this is going to be an acting role for you right now. I had every guest sign off. So everybody said, hello, you know, this is Shannon Boggan coming to you with City of Honor, and you're watching the Martial Arts Experience. So I need you to say your name, City of Honor, and you're watching the Martial Arts Experience when I clap. So are you ready, sir? You got everything?
Yes, sir. You didn't give me no prep time, sir. I told you I need some prep time.
No prep. We just jump
Let's
right
go.
in. All right, ready? And action.
Hello, everyone. This is Shannon Boggan, Detective Andrews in the City of Honor web series, and you are watching the Martial Arts Experience with the true Latin Dragon,
Yeah,
Master Jose Torres.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's your soundbite. Thank you, man. Controversial as always.
As always.
Awesome. Well, again,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much. God bless. I appreciate you joining us today. To all the viewers, thank you so much. Catch us tomorrow. We're logging in at 4:00. We'll be with actress Danielle Harper, who plays ADA Gabrielle Sante, who works for DA Andrews. She'll be on tomorrow. And Amanda Duarte, who plays my daughter Mia, will be logging in on Friday at 3:30. God bless everybody and have a great night. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you.